The Council of Ministers and experts from the economic community of West African states recently concluded a meeting in Abidjan, Ivory Coast. At the meeting, the ECOWAS Commission President Grts Ouedraogo disclosed a list of 6 West African economies, among them the Gambia, with the potential to record a minimum of 7% growth rate in 2013, which is sufficient to meeting the Millennium Development Goals. Abdoulaye Baji tells us more.
Commission report has ranked the Gambia second in a list of 6 West African countries projected to record a minimum 7% growth rate in 2013, sufficient to meet the Millennium Development Goals, MDGs. The president of the ECOWAS Commission, Grts Ouedraogo, disclosed that this is the first biannual report to the 70th session of the Council of Ministers, which opened in Abidjan on Thursday. A 7% growth rate is the minimum economic threshold required to achieve one of the 8 key MDGs agreed by world leaders in 2000 to be achieved by 2015. The 6 ECOWAS member states mentioned in the Commission President's report that would achieve or surpass the 7% rate, which is also projected growth rate for the region in 2013, are Sierra Leone with 17.1%, the Gambia with 8.9%, Cote d'Ivoire 8.0%, Liberia 7.5%, Nigeria 7.2%, and Burkina Faso with 7.0%. President Ouedraogo noted that these achievements hinges on the goal on poverty reduction and more than double the global growth rate. The president said the impressive growth rates confirm the dynamism of economic growth in the region. According to his report, the increase in ECOWAS growth rate would be in consonance with projected real GDP growth for Senegal with 4% and Guinea with 4.5%. 2 other countries with negative growth in 2012 will also experience positive economic news, with Guinea-Bissau projected to post a 4.2% growth, while Mali is expected to record 4.8%. The president sought to tie the economic success to good microeconomic policy management over the years, particularly in terms of fiscal discipline and downward inflationary trends. Abdoulaye Baji, Grts.
A young man in SO is being likened to a celebrity. This is all because of his efforts to rid the environment of dirt. On a daily basis, Omar Jallo collects huge heaps of scrapped metals and plastic containers and sells them to earn his daily bread. Ibrahim Baldo tells us about the increasing popularity of a rare collector who is oftentimes rebuked.
Some call him Oja. His official name, Omar Jallo. He is a simple man trying to live in his native community with great ideas and vision. Seen here at his workshop in Esau, Oja is undoubtedly known for collecting scrap metals and plastic containers lying idle in the streets of Bara and its environs. Having experienced tough times in the past, Omar Jallo invited us to his zone, where a huge heap of scrap metals and plastic containers were piled. On a daily basis, he told me he gets his daily bread from hammering the waste he collects in the streets.
I start picking these cups on the streets, inside the dustbin with this plastic. If I come at home, I take the hammer, I beat them. At the end of the day, I sell it to get my fish money.
I asked him how he makes money from this business. He told me he has a regular buyer who spends between $150 to $300. Oja says he sometimes imagines about quitting this laborious job. Outside his office, Oja said the view as regards the kind of work he does is sometimes discouraging because people will tell you you are wasting your time.
I am working, I am benefiting myself. That's why when I wake up in the morning time, I go and pick the scraps. I come at home, I work them. After from working it, I sell it per kilo. Yeah, for the day I used to have normally 50 kilo every day without the plastic. Sometimes if I hit the plastic like 2 ton or 3 ton, I used to take it to Serakunda, to these Lebanese people. If I go, they buy it very cheap price for me, $3 or $5, and the job is very hard.
However, to Oja, the people must understand that he wants to live a decent life, and that is why he decided to travel the road less traveled by. However, he is also paying the price for doing what the ordinary people think should not be done.
6 years back, by that time I went to Congo. I found people are picking these natural water plastic bags, these small bags. They are picking it. After I asked somebody, he told me one Lebanese guy, his name is Mohammed, living at behind Sankum Sila. They direct me there. After when I go there, I meet the man, I talk with the man. He tell me, this plastic, this natural water is too light. When you can find these empty gallons, this 20 liters, when you cut it into pieces, maybe you can have good consignment about it. When you bring it, you can have maybe $10,000 to $15,000. And that 15,000, I normally work it for 3 months, whereby I can get my fish money to live with my family.
At the end of the day, what matters is what you think is good for you and what you like doing effectively and efficiently. Oja is happy that no matter what happens, he gets, as he puts it, his fish money from this business. Ibrahima Balde, GRTS News.
Well, time now to take our first break. We'll be right back. Stay tuned in. Welcome back to GRTS News. Former South African President Nelson Mandela is in critical condition at a Pretoria hospital. His condition took a turn for the worst over the weekend. He has been in the hospital for just over 2 weeks now with a recurring lung infection. Earlier, South African President Jacob Zuma held a news conference in Johannesburg. He said that doctors are doing everything possible to try to make Mr. Mandela comfortable. CNN's Robin Kerner has details from Pretoria.
Of course, that he's in an intensive care unit, also that his wife, Grasa Michelle, sleeps at this hospital at night, and that he's visited during the day by his family. What is also important to note is that outside the hospital, despite the security here at the entrance, there is a growing media contingent. Let me give you a sense of that. So this has essentially got bigger and bigger since that news broke late last night that he was in a critical condition. Crews from around the world flying into South Africa, literally setting up camp outside the hospital. Now, this is something that is really disturbing for the family. I spoke to them this weekend, and they say this is an invasion not only of his privacy, but their privacy as well. Take a listen.
With all of this media frenzy, the camping in the hospital, you know, people talking about things they don't know or understand, basically. Other people want to lecture us how we should behave and what we should do. Really, it's our dad. It's the children's grandfather. We've never had him in our life for better part of our years. This is, in a sense, quality and sacred time for us. And I would expect the world to really back off and leave us alone.
Some people have said that the family should let him go, that the doctors should let him go, as if there was a choice that needs to be made.
In our culture, the Thembut culture that I know, the African culture that I know, you never release a person unless the person has told you, please, my children, my family, release me. My dad hasn't said that to us. So these people who want to talk about, you know, release him and do that, he hasn't said we should release him. And we haven't come to the end yet. It is only God who knows the end.
Is he aware of just how sick he is? Or has he kind of gone already, even though he's still physically here?
No, I don't think he's gone. He's still there. He still opens his eyes. He's still, the touch is there.
Okay.